All right, quick story. The documents that are going to be in the description below is when the police conspired with child sex ring and gangstalkers to steal my vehicle. All right, so I was headed to the hospital because I had been drugged, and I'm not going to get into all that until I get the electronic documents showing, how they drug people, and it's a when I put up something on Whitney, and then I'll go into all that. So let's just say this. Keep to the documents. I'm headed to the hospital. I'm sick, let's say. And I'm so sick that I don't even realize I'm about out of gas. I would have stopped and got gas. So my truck runs out of gas on the edge of gripping. And I've already had them tamper with my truck several times. They've been doing this anonymous phone calls. They'll tamper with my vehicle when it breaks down. Police show up. Well, we need your license and registration, and can we search your car because we got this suspicious vehicle phone call. And this has happened time and time again. I got dozens of instances where they used anonymous phone calls and cyber tips. My lawyer, however, never traced down these phone calls and cyber tips because it's all going to lead back to the same place: a human trafficking ring in Henry County, Georgia. Well, child sex ring, satanic child sex ring, cultism and shit. So I walked to the hospital. All right, in there they gave me something, and I went to sleep. I wake up, I grab by a gas can and fill it up, and I walk back to where my truck is supposed to be. Well, lo and behold, it's gone. That night, when the truck ran out of gas, the rule is you have to keep it completely off the roadway. All right. But if it's on private property, the property owner has to tow it. Police can't tow it. Nobody could touch it. So I push my truck, sick as hell, think I'm dying. I take the time to push my truck into this person's driveway, I don't block their driveway. I push it around the ditch so it's completely in their yard. It is on private property. And the documents state that it was on private property. All right. So then I get there, my truck's gone. And I call the police. I say, hey, my truck's supposed to be here. And they say, well, we got a report of a suspicious vehicle, and we came out and checked it out last night. And this is what the police reports are all skewed, and my witness statements are going to destroy these whack police reports. And these statements I hope to put out. I'm getting an investigator next week, and I'll find these things and I'll put them up. So keep in mind, these police reports are skewed because they're in on it. All right. So the cop shows up, and I was like, my truck was right here. And he said, was it off the road? I said, yeah, it was in this man's yard. And he calls, dispatch and all that. And they said, well, Spalding County came out, the county and the city, right? And they looked at the truck, and that's all there stood. It was left alone. I said, well, somebody stole my truck then. And he searched and could find nothing. My truck had not been towed by the state, by the county, or the city, supposedly. All right. So, and this is what Watson's and Griffin police and these county police. I had a state patrol steal my LS when I went to jail. So, and this is a thing around here. And Watson's garage needs to be investigated. The police department needs to be investigated because they're stealing people's vehicle. And they didn't do this special for me. They used what they already had in place. All right? Vehicle theft. And this is how it works, and this is what they did. So he said, your vehicle's gone, man. Well, I want to put out a stolen truck. I want to put out my car was stolen. My truck was stolen. And he puts in the stolen report. All right. And I'm calling back and forth with this investigator. All of a sudden, the investigator stops calling. The sergeant calls me up and says, your truck was towed to Watson's, or we found your truck. So when I show up, he shows me pictures of my guns and some weed, what looks like maybe weed. And he said, we seen this on your truck. And it was in plain sight, and we took the pictures on site. You see, now that's what the cop said. Now, if you look at the police reports, the person who towed the truck said, "Oh, well, I looked in the window and the guns and the marijuana's in plain sight." Well, if they were in plain sight when that suspicious vehicle report came in, it would have been in their report. All right, so it wasn't. What he did was somebody had broke out my window. They went in my truck, exposed the guns, and planted weed. All right, police reports back me up on this. So does everything else. Like, I can't get the CAD reports, so I'm gonna have to get the investigator, get the CAD reports, the body camera footage, and that anonymous phone call. That's important to my other case. All right, so they're refusing to give me all this. I'm gonna have to subpoena it, and I will next week on the 25th. So, all right, they called me and I said, "Well, my damn truck." I go down there. The guy said, he says, the cop says he found it, and he's trying to get me to snitch, and I'm like, "You ain't got nothing on me." You know, I see the pictures of some weed and some guns, but I'm a legal gun owner, and I don't see where you took these pictures at. You don't show the truck sitting on the side of the road. The truck was towed illegally. So what are you going to do to me? I'll just sue you. And so he signs the paper, and the paper's in there, and he lets me get my truck and let me go on about my way. All right, so I go down there, and this guy, he's like, "Oh yeah, the gun truck guy. Yeah, we found the guns in your truck, and I turned them into the police, and I didn't want it out there." And he says, "It took you a long time, and it was like an $800 tow bill, because I think it was like 6 weeks later that they let me know they had my truck. See, what they do is they'll take your vehicle, hide it, months go by, then they'll send you a letter saying, 'Oh, your truck's going to auction unless you pay $3,000. All right, that's how they're stealing people's vehicles here in Griffin, Georgia. And you probably do it all over the country the same way. And this needs to be investigated. I doubt it ever will. So, if you look at the police reports, so I get my truck back. All right, I go down to Florida, and the police down there run my tag, sitting at a hotel room, I guess, at the hotel room down there. Another anonymous phone call. All right, in Florida. The police call up here, and the stolen vehicle report's still in. They take it off. This is the documents how they did it. All right, what they did, and proves through their own police reports, and I don't even have all of it, but these documents here, by themselves, stand alone to show you they stole my truck. All right, because if you look at the dates, pay attention to the dates and the wording and what they said happened, and it is clearly messed up. I don't have to tell it all. Read the documents. They'll be in the description below.